display challenging ET in general out
Oh
in the middle
yeah,
of
that's
nowhere?
what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off when I was having this fit. I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Gonna be one of these kind of days. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Welcome, everyone, to UFO Undercover. How are y'all all doing today? As Joe loses his mind, just ignore me. Won't be the first time. I've lost it a few times and found it. So there's always hope that it'll be back there again. Again, welcome, everyone, to UFO Undercover. Hope everyone's listening and enjoying the show tonight. We broadcast in every venue there is, so there's no excuse you can't listen to us. You can't find us. Well, that's not true. I mean, technically, there's no podcast sites that we're not on. This particular show's on what? 60, 68 AM and FM stations around the country. Plus, as far as I know, every country on the planet. I don't think there's nobody that doesn't listen to us. There's only two shows on the network that reach everybody. It's this one and one other. And we'll talk about that when we're on that particular show. Really and truly these days, guys, with podcasting and the basic internet and FM stations, you can reach anywhere you want to. It's just a matter of having the courage to get out there and do it, I guess. Fortunately for me, I've been doing it for 25 years, so this station's been around for a while, and it's had time to develop a listening audience. And this show itself is almost 21 years old now, so it's had a big following for a long time. I'm really lucky because it follows with every direction I happen to be going. No one's griped or wrote to me about, why are you doing so many writers in the last few weeks? I've been really surprised about that, by the way. So I appreciate all that. And for all of y'all joining us on Podbean, it is insane. Writers of the Future, which we're going to talk about, John Emily Goodwin, in just a few minutes. They hold the top 10 over there for some reason. So if you're listening tonight and you're a Podbean fan and you're listening to them on Podbean, whichever show it is, write to me and let me know what it is that attracts y'all to Writers of the Future on Podbean. I'm just curious. Because it wasn't like that. It started since April. So, we've been pushing a lot of stuff, and we had a lot of shows talking about a lot of different things going on with Writers of the Future. But I'm just curious to why that. Also, Spotify. I've seen a change on the Spotify statistics this actually last 2 months. I'm kind of curious to what's been shifting around over there. So if you're listening on Spotify and for whatever reason you may be listening to Writers of the Future or this show or any of the shows in the network, why don't you drop me a line at icar@cox.net and let me know why. And while you're doing it, why don't you let me know what you think about the station? We are a publicly listed station now, so you should be able to find us anywhere. And we still do own 107.7 New Orleans. Let me rephrase it. We reacquired 107.7 New Orleans. So and 10503. Sorry, but you can catch us on any of those. The 1077 really, it's a very limited. I think it's 12 blocks in downtown New Orleans. Basically, if you're in the Vieux Carré, you can listen to us, yes, in the French Quarter. Other than that, you're not going to catch us outside of there. Now, if you are listening to us on any of the other venues, yes, we're everywhere and we're live all over the place. So just type in UFO Undercover or Joe Montaldo, or in this case, John or Emily Goodwin. They're everywhere. By the way, John, Emily, I love that picture I found of you. That's a lovely pink ball gown, I have to say.
Great.
Yes, I seen that, and you never know what I'm gonna stumble across when I'm looking for things. And I was like, "Well, I'll have to post this up here." No, I mean, y'all both look great.
It was an awards event we went to.
I think it was Voice Arts.
Voice Arts Awards.
Yes. Well, y'all both look smashing, so I just wanted to say that. So that's why it's up there. Speaking of which, I found one of Jody I'm going to post for the archive she did. She looks also smashing in that one, so because she did a really good job. I mean, she got tortured all night. But anyway, guys, I want to introduce you to John and Emily Goodwin. We're going to talk about what I was talking about just now in a few minutes. John, Emily, how y'all been? Good, bad, in between? I know y'all been working. I know we got Writers of the Future 38 coming out, and we got the podcast awards coming out, plus all the other stuff that y'all are involved with. So you haven't lost your hair or your mind yet. That's a good sign, John. I'm just saying that's a good sign, because you never know where it's going to go. But, on a side note, before I even let y'all get into any of that, I've been getting questions about these, so we're going to start off with these, and then we'll get into some other stuff. So, I've been getting these questions they've been coming in for everybody who's been doing this thing. And first off, Aline had written into me a couple of weeks and asked me about you, John. And she said, well, why did John get into this? What drove him to this? Why did he decide he wanted to work for Galaxy Press? Was it just he fell into it? Was he something he was striving for? What was it? And then, of course, everybody wants to know how y'all met. And I said, well, we've already talked about how they met a long time ago. So I said, go back and find the archives. I think it's in like show 2 or something. So I told everybody to go back and find the archive. So, but anyway, John, what was it? I mean, we always ask the writers what drives them to write. What is it that drives you to do this? What is it that makes John Goodwin get his ass up in the morning, go to work, and say, hey, I'm the boss, man. I'm the guy who's going to make this happen. I'm president of Galaxy Press.
Let's clarify one thing.
I'm not the boss. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, boss is a very nebulous. It's a very nebulous.
So I understand that. Trust me, I really do.
So I've always enjoyed helping people. That was even when I was in college. I worked a lot with the Red Cross. I ran a program there in Claremont colleges, and I just really enjoyed helping people. And that's one thing that this program, specifically Rise of the Future, does. But when I originally got into publishing back in the mid 80s, I was working at Bridge Publications, which publishes all the fiction works and publishes the nonfiction works at that time of L. Ron Hubbard. Then in 2002, I was asked to come over and start a new publishing house called Galaxy Press, and I came over there as the president. And up to that point, I've done pretty much every different job in a publishing house. I've done, the PR. I've done as publisher. I've done manufacturing, marketing, just every aspect of it. So it lent itself well to starting up Galaxy Press, where we just took over Warren Hubbard's fiction works, and then that carried over also the Rise of the Future at that point. But the main thing I do, and Emily can speak for herself on her stuff, but I really enjoy helping people, and it is so rewarding. And you've experienced that, which is one of the things that made you a believer. We just start seeing what all these winners are. It's like what they've experienced to get to this point, the frustrations, the trials, and the tribulations they've gone through to actually win the contest. And then actually get and come up and express their gratitude and what it means to them to achieve this point in their life as a writer or an artist. It is so rewarding, and it's the arts need to be celebrated. There's so much in you experiences, because you've got all your other shows that you do as well. There's just so much crap that goes along on this on this planet, and so this is something that's just pure joy. It's just a joyful experience, and other people sharing that. Right now, we're releasing volume 38. We just posted 2 blogs yesterday, and I got more coming up of people telling their stories. It's just some of these stories are really hurtful. What they went through to get this point, but then when they actually arrive at this point of winning the contest and being published, they're just so such a sense of feeling rewarded for what they've gone through to get to this point. So it's I just get such a thrill out of that, and it's grown a lot. The podcast shows that we got something going here, because when our first show that I did with you was like, I don't know, 30, 40,000 listeners, and now
It sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, number wise, I didn't mean to show that. I mean the numbers.
But now it's like, if I don't hit 500,000-600,000, it's like, what happened? Which I have not done. I've not been less than 600,000 in some time now on a show. So that's like 10x, 15x what we started off with. Yeah. So it's been good. And like you mentioned also, on Podbean, where the Rise to Future podcast is in the top 10, of the episodes. So I get a real thrill out of that, and the people I talk to on the podcast, what they've done, and it's also it forwards what Mr. Hubbard created originally in 1983. But these major A-listers in writing that I interview and art that I interview, it's funny when I talk to them. They say, "Are you familiar with L. Ron Hubbard?" "Oh yeah, I read Battlefield Earth," or "I read this," and it's like what they have to say about his writing just reinforces what we're doing with his contest. Probably nobody was better qualified to create the Rise to the Future contest than L. Ron Hubbard. His writing statistics in science fiction, fantasy, mystery, Western, adventure, thriller, short fiction, long fiction. It's just amazing. And he published in a lot of nonfiction publications as well. He did a lot of the Writer's Digest, Sportsman Pilot. That was some of his first stuff he wrote. So it was it's one of those things that just really comes together and goes good. And what Emily did when she created the online writing course was it was a shock, how much it was well received and people did. And almost everybody's gone through. I think we got one or two people that hasn't finished the course yet, Joe. If you know anybody, please get it in words.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm taking 50. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pleading the 50. I was thinking when you're talking, Jody seen that book up there instantly with the five. What is that? Which one was that? Fear. She noticed it instantly because we were talking about someone else and she was telling me how much they actually liked that particular book. We also talked about you two as well.
Uh-oh.
I was like, Joey, give me the goods on it, man. I need the goods. Let's talk, baby. What you got here? Let's see. Echo's the one now. Echo, what kind of goods you got on the good ones, man? See, it's good to get these outside judges, man. No, I'm just teasing. Actually, we had a great conversation. She was a lot of fun. You never know what you're going to get out of an interview until you do an interview, and she was just a lot of fun to talk to. Yeah. And they tortured her all night. That's great. I know she said she had a great time with you. She might as well have been his school teacher. We should have been charging by the question. Her and I could have banked up some money that night. I mean, it was like every 3 minutes there was a question. Every 3 or 4 minutes there was a question. First they started on my Messenger, then they started on YouTube, then they started on Facebook. I was like, okay, I guess once one started, it just started rolling. I was like, oh, okay. That's the most questions I've taken in, I don't know, about 10 years. Wow. It had to be close to 20.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's great, and she teaches at Dragon Con, the writing track, and she. Yeah,
I was finding out which all the cons she was going to because I told them to try to hit both FanX and Dragon Con this year. So
that'd be great.
I'm gonna try to drag the wife out to the desert, maybe. See, tempting her with the desert, I might have a shot. Because I took her one time. We took the northern part of I think it was Interstate 20. We took some detours, and we've seen some beautiful skies up there. And when we drove through the high desert, I was driving her. It was, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning. We cruising through. We had one of those full moon roofs that reach front and back. It was nice, man. Just cruising along. I said, "What are you doing? I'm looking at the stars." I said, "You're just waiting for the aliens to get us." That's what's going on. But it was a great drive. So yeah, because I want to go up to FanX. I want to stop off and see a friend in Utah, and then maybe stop off and see a friend in Denver. And kill a couple of birds at one time. I got some research projects I need to finish up in that area anyway, so it would be a nice thing. And Utah is, believe it or not, even though it's a lot of just desert. It's actually quite a pretty state at night.
It is
beautiful
It's
state.
beautiful, and the people are very nice there.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Yes.
place.
A couple places I stayed that weirded me out because everybody was dressed like Mormons or whatever they are. I was like, quit that. That was just bugging me. All the maids and all were dressed like it's like the hotel was themed that way or something.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, see, I'm just waiting. When that kind of stuff goes on, I'm waiting for the aliens to come for sure.
Yeah, you just want to go into the places where everybody dresses up like aliens and
When people are too nice, I get nervous. You've got to remember, I'm from the city. I'm from New Orleans, man. When people get nice in New Orleans, you better start reaching for your wallet, your car keys, and every other damn thing. It's a
Well, if
dangerous
you want
place
to
to
see
be.
a lot of weird outfits, then go to Dragon Con and FanX because it's all cosplay.
Well, it's good because I get to go. I can see my sister while I'm up there, and my niece just had a baby, so I can visit while I'm up there because they're right there. She works at Marriott, so I'll be, sis, I love you, sis. I already told her, I said, I love you, sis. She's like, what do you want? I said, I want a good room. I don't care where it's at. Just give me a good one in the city. Something in walking distance. She's like, But I mean, Atlanta's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to be had in Atlanta besides all that. But Dragon Con, everybody's so just, it's just a monstrous thing.
yeah.
Everybody at Taco Goes always tells me the same thing. Oh, I'm taking a week off from work. I'm like, why? I said, because I've been just stomping around. He said, I logged 20 miles. I was like, what? So yeah, easy 20 miles. I was like, Jesus.
Mhm.
I said, that's insane. And then after talking, what's that guy's name I was talking to that runs up there associated with FanX?
Oh,
He
Blake.
kind of,
Blake Messman.
he kind of convinced me into coming. So I said, well, let me see. Maybe I'll, I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want to go. So I'll have to get in touch with y'all or him or somebody. But it's, I like the state. And it's a nice drive for me, even though I probably will fly this time. It's a long drive. So last time I drove through Texas and got stopped twice in Texas because I had New York plates on a rental car. Well, sir, can we search your car? And as soon as it's so funny because as soon as I flip out my thing and they see the Louisiana or the Mississippi license, depending on which one it was, they're like, "Oh, okay, you could go." They just thought I was from New York. Where you come from? Colorado. Oh, you from New York? Yeah, we want to search your car. First thing out of their mouth every time. And as soon as they see my license, they're like, "Oh, okay, never mind. Go on, get out of here." Not even interested. Yeah, one time I got stopped for 76 and a 75. I was like, "You got to be shitting me, right?" I looked up the cop and said, I used to work on radar when I was in the Navy, right, man? I said, I'm going to get a ticket for this. It's just a warning. It's just a warning. I'm like, yeah, it's a warning. My ass. You want to see what you smell in my car? I said, I know what's going on here. I said, my stepfather was a state trooper. Don't try to play this BS. But they were ridiculous with it. And the same thing down here. If you come through with a New York plate, odds are you're going to get stopped. They want to know what you're doing down here. California people, they don't care about. New York people, they care about. I'm not sure why. I got a lot of friends from Cali live down here, and they drive all over. Nobody ever bothers them.
Yeah.
But you from New York, you're getting stopped. You from Detroit, you're getting stopped. You from Baltimore, you're getting stopped. I guess or if you're from one of the big drug cities. Interstate 10, the interstates like to stop you. If you're from Colorado, from many of the states where pot is completely legal, except for Cali. Again, for some reason, they don't mess with Cali. But everybody else, they want to stop and see if they got drugs.
Well, mostly because everybody's moving out of California, so that's probably their new citizens.
It's rough right now. When we did the not this show, but the show before, the Centralist before this one we did, and it was crazy the amount of people moving out of the state. So usually it kind of balances. California's always losing 2 million people. It's a thing. But they usually are getting 2 million people, so it's a give and take. It's not really losing anything. That's why your population hasn't really jumped that much in the last decade. But for some reason now, you're just losing 1.5 million more than you're taking in.
That's right.
Yeah, and New York's doing the same thing.
It's so wackadoodle. It's like you can't afford to be here. And it's just
it's outrageous. It's expensive there.
Yeah.
And,
and it's so crazy too. It's like the gas prices are the most expensive any place in the country. And rather than dealing with why the gas prices are so much, they're letting all the gas companies still make all that money, which is just sinful. And then they're working out taking the taxes that they take from everybody and give that back to you, rebate it. So instead of
they're gonna get super rich.
Iron, they're smashing the windshield, as a handling.
Yeah. One of my friends, I was talking to a friend of mine who works for one of the local gas companies. He said, we don't even have to refine the gas right now. He said, we're just getting it in, shipping it, and sending it out to everybody. He said, we're making a fortune because we're not working for it. We're buying it and reselling it. He said, that's all we're doing. He said, we're buying an open market and reselling it to our customers. He said, sometimes we buy it crude and we refine it, but a lot of times it's already pre-refined before it gets here.
Wow.
So they're not even working for their living. And he said, we love it like this. He said, but we'd go back to refining tomorrow. So we go back to drilling tomorrow. He said, but until the president says, hey, this is how it's going to be. And they make no apologies for it because they were working hard for their money under Trump. But under Biden, they're not. And I guess I don't know who's going to be next. Maybe DeSantis or somebody. Maybe they'll make him put him back to work or something. But it's a tough thing. Elon said he's going to give me a free Tesla. So, I wrote him a love letter, and I think he thought I was a girl and wrote me back. And he says, shh. Tesla, I mean, Elon, I love you, man. You're great, dude. Oh, no, but it is funny because we were doing this thing. We've been trying to get We've been trying to get Elon on the show for a while on one of the other shows. And I mean, we've talked to Bigelow. We've talked to several people in the aerospace industry. I got Jeff Bezos to write back to me. I've talked to a lot of scientists, Michio Kaku and Neil deGrasse Tyson, Paul Levesque, and John Keynes, and quite a few other big names out there. But for some reason, Elon is just hard to get hold to. Yeah. If you can't get hold of Blondie, you just can't get hold to him. Everybody keeps telling me, everybody, even a friend of mine is she's what the hell they call it? Not a secretary. She's a personal assistant for Jeff Bezos. I mean, not Jeff Bezos, for Bigelow. And she said, look, even he can't get hold of him unless he goes through the blonde chick. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no, that's just how it is, Joey. I said, I'm going to see if I can get you her email. I'm like, well, please do, because I'll drive her nuts until she gives me an interview. I want to interview with this guy. The bad part is I don't want to talk about his politics. I don't care about Twitter. I just want to talk about Mars and space.
Tweet him.
Now, all the rest of it, I don't care what they want to do. That's entirely up to him.
Tweet him.
Bruce. What's Bruce? No, that's Emily. What you said, Emily?
Tweet him. Reach out to him on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, because it'll come up as United Public Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea. Wait. No, that's Emily Goodwin. As John said, that's the boss. Yeah, I know she's the boss. I stay the hell away from her when I'm out there, but she scares me. I'm waiting for the cattle prod to come out.
Oh.
Look, all I can say, people.
I'm finding my business working, and you're running around saying how dangerous I am.
But in all fairness, so when I'm there, this thing runs like a well-oiled machine. Not because I'm there, just because it runs like a well-oiled machine. And everybody's doing their thing. And I'm thinking, man, somebody in this group must be just. God, everybody's like, boom, there ain't nobody making no mistakes. I'm like, ooh, man. The level of professional a bunch of that group is much higher than most things I've dealt with over my lifespan. And I've been into pretty big corporations, and it's just amazing. They all work. They all do their job. Now, I'm not there for the mishaps. I'm only there for this. But I got to say, so I'm thinking somebody said, man, Emily must have some horns somewhere we don't know about.
I said, a nice person.
See, but the nice ones are the ones you're going to be scared of. The ones that are all mean, you don't have to worry about it. It's the ones it's just the all sweet ones you got to be worried about. See, like that little Sarah person, she scares me, man. Oh my God, she scares me. Like, oh my God.
She's over all of the sales, and
see, that just tells me right there she's evil.
She's amazing. She is.
Oh, she's a sweetheart, yes. And yeah, guys, you have to be there to know who we're talking about. Sorry, I got off track for a minute. If you're not there, you don't know. To answer your question earlier, Bruce, no. And this came in with Jody a lot during the night. No, you have to submit and win, and then you get invited. And these two won't be calling you, by the way. No, this other lady will be calling you. Yes, Miss Nazi herself, and she is tough, guys. She's my favorite person in the whole place. Oh yeah, she's just something else. But she will be calling. I'm not going to mention her names because I don't want to get smacked around next time I see her. She's a sweetie pie. No, but really and truly, it's the only way you can get there is I guess you could make a large donation. He might invite you then, but yeah, like $1 million or something. John said, yeah, you give him $1 million, you can come on down and hang out for the week. So the way
to get invited to the event is to enter Writers of the Future, the writing contest, or Illustrators of the Future. And if you win, you have to be in the top 12 for the year. And there's a first, second, third place per quarter. And if you win either the writer contest or the illustrator contest, we fly you out here and you get to attend the event. How's that sound?
And you get a buttload of press too, from all over.
Yeah.
It's not just from us. You get it from all over. You'll get a lot from us, but you'll get it from a lot of other places too. I'll put it to you this way. Just from this side of it, you're going to get exposed from anywhere from 500,000 to 3 or 4 million people. All right, that helps you create. It takes a little time for it to filter out into the time zones, but it'll get out there because the archives stay up forever. Also, you can also use your archive as like a little mini portfolio, especially if you're an illustrator where you've got your work shown. On top of that, there's a lot of other press out there. And then there's a gala, which has a ton of press itself, and other people show up. And then there's the judges, who are all famous judges, by the way. They all have their own credits, whether they're illustrators or writers. They're all somebody somewhere doing something, making money, and have excellent portfolios. So these are the people who are going to be coming and talking to you. What I like about this, being a geek myself, I always thought when I first got there, it's going to be, okay, we're just going to geek out on how to write and how to illustrate, but that's not how this works. There's a lot of other stuff going on there, like how to do business, how to approach people, how to make connections. And while you're there, you might make a few connections. I have met a few writers and a few illustrators now that have gotten jobs while they were there. Not quite half, but close. So right there. And then they also help you, if you need help, you can always get hold of the judges. Most of the judges are willing to work with you. I mean, don't be annoying, but most of them are willing to work with you. Every judge I've talked to so far is willing to give you a hand. I'm sorry, Emily.
No, I was agreeing with you. You said that the judges are willing to help them. I mean, Patrick Rothfuss, he's a New York Times bestselling author. He came out, he won in volume 18, and he came out and he took a chapter of a novel that he written, turned into a short story, submitted to the contest, ended up winning. And Kevin J. Anderson, who writes a lot of the Dune prequels and sequels, he basically took him in and helped him shop around his first novel, and he got three series deal. He just needs to get the third one out, but they do help them out.
Then there's been a couple of freaks, like the one who got $42 million or $44 million.
Brandon Sanderson.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And wait, what was that on? I always forget what that thing was they were using.
So the Kickstarter.
I don't know why I can't keep that in my head.
So he puts up a Kickstarter. He doesn't even he says, "Oh, I wrote 4 books during quarantine." He says, "During the pandemic, I sat down, I wrote 4 books," and he stacks up a bunch of manuscripts. He doesn't tell anybody what they're about, doesn't give a title, nothing. He just says, "I wrote 4 books." It says the universe they're in. Starts this Kickstarter with this video.
It was an amazingly well-produced video.
Yeah. But he makes $42 million on the highest ever grossing Kickstarter, and he didn't even give a title for a single book.
Oh, shit. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And before anybody asks, if you do something on Kickstarter, remember, put your goals low, because if you don't make them, you don't get anything.
That's right.
And so you got to keep that in the back of your head when you're dealing with this. Well, no, it's been coming up. Dean turned me on to it last time I was in LA, and then since then a few other people have talked to me about it. So, but for some reason, the name Kickstarter just does not stay in my head. It's one of those Freudian things.
I've seen several authors now starting to use Kickstarter. Kevin J. Anderson used it for one of the latest zombie story, and Martin L. Shoemaker started using Kickstarter, and Dean. So it seems to be a new thing catching on. It's like traditional publishing. There's always going to be traditional publishing, but there just seems to be so many other routes now.
Yeah, a couple of people have done hypnosis for us. Said, can we put my hypnosis up there? I'm like, no. I said, do you really want all these people in the world knowing what you were talking about for 4 hours or 8 hours or 10 or 12? I'm sure it'll make money, but still, there's a lot of personal stuff in those things. I was like, well, I said, they're yours. I mean, if you want to put them up, just remember I get a percentage. And so it's entirely up to you, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
It's one of them things. But, people see money and that's what they think. Oh, let me go make some money. I guess they consider that easy money. We got a lot of things, guys. So first off, the podcast awards will be coming up on July 1st, so y'all can start voting. But as of yesterday, volume 38 is out and about. So you can go get it. It is right here. I'll let John tell you about it. Well, John's got his there and I got mine right here. Matter of fact, this is the only copy I have left that's not autographed. I had 5 of them originally. I got one. I'm not sure how you know about 5, but I had 5 of them originally. This is the last one. So y'all know how you got to get it. I've given all 4 cases of books away. They've all been donated to schools. Well, to 2 libraries and 2 schools. And I got to go stop by and visit and say hi, but they've already been shipped out and sent to them. So this is the last one I got left. I got one autographed copy, but I'm sorry, you're not getting that one because it's got double autographs in it. So it's just not going to happen. Maybe one day when I'm about to die, I might, donate it to somebody.
You know,
Whatever
Joe,
percent.
there is a way somebody could get an autographed copy. Books a Million. Books a Million has several left. And if you go, they were going to just place them in the store, but they're just charging a little bit more for them, I think. But if you go to booksamillion.com, they have several autographed copies left still.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And no, I'm not buying you a copy. Whoever texted me that, it's just stupid. No. You know what? Maybe when it comes Christmas, if we got some, we'll give them out. Maybe we'll do something like that.
Yeah, we'll definitely work out because we like working with you on book giveaways. But this book here just hit the stores, and what basically you've got with this, these are the 12 winning writers and 12 winning illustrators. Plus, we have one published finalist. But what makes it really special is that these are the people who your favorite authors and artists have selected as the best new names, best new talent in science fiction and fantasy. See, that one there's an illustration from Zane Lodi. He's the grand prize winner of the Illustrator Contest. He's the one he got 3 jobs so far since winning the contest.
Yes, I know. I talked to Zane about a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh, look, yeah. See, she got a little better. Mine was a little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the art itself, it's the thing about Writers of the Future is that it's not, here is the theme. It's based on the winning stories, and it's, as you can see, the art style varies from picture to picture there, because we got winners from all over the world. We've had winners from 10 different countries this year publishing this book. So the art will be
Nice.
a basic American style. Some of it will be graphic novels, the sequential art type stuff.
Sorry, I had to take a look at that.
Yeah. Some is going to be a style based on Asian type of art. Some is going to be about Middle Eastern art. So it's all over the board on that. And then the stories themselves will be maybe African fantasy, or it can be hard SF, or it can be like right there. That's the that one takes place in World War I. That one there, and it's a fantasy story with animals embodying different people that are helping that lady, and that was right after the invasion of.
It's in Russia.
It was in Russia, yeah. So it was the invasion in Russia and how they're surviving it. So it's all over the place on this science fiction, fantasy, alternate history.
Now, what are these pictures? I mean, these go with the stories, right?
Yeah. So each year, the contest is broken down into 4 quarters. So there's a writer contest and an illustrator contest. And like I said, there's 3 winners per quarter. And at the end of the year, there are 12 winners total. And then from the illustrator side of the contest, they get hired to illustrate one of the winning stories. So the pieces that Joe's holding up, if you can't see them, you'll have to just get the book so you can see them, because they're like posters inside the book. But those go with each of the stories. So those represent the stories that won, and that's the artwork that they get judged with for the grand prize. But it's cool because they all, you can have a drawing, you can have different types of art. These are illustrations, so they're meant to tell a story. So you can kind of get an idea of the story itself just from the drawings there.
But I'm with Emily. Go buy the book. It's much better when you can hold it and look at it in person.
Yeah.
And besides, I'm bending up somebody's pages for somebody's future book here. Wait, what? Do what? Modeling fingers. I hope you're talking about Emily's fingers and not mine. Jesus. Get the hell out of here.
Yours, Joe.
I hope they ain't talking about mine. That's just scary thought to even think about those kind of things, people. That's the last one for now. It's see, the dark ones are hard to see on this camera.
Yeah.
But the stories are great. This is I got to read all of this one. This one I actually got to read twice, because the first time I read it, for some reason it didn't sink into my head. John had sent it to me in a PDF. And I don't know. And then he sent me this, I think it was this copy, or one of the copies. And I read it on the airplane flying into LA. And for some reason it stuck when I was flying in. But for some reason the first time it just didn't. And then and this was the weird part for me. So I really didn't at first have a particular favorite story. But after interviewing all the artists, I ended up with a particularly favorite story. It was a weird thing. It's the one about the girl with the monsters in her bedroom, but still, when she turns into the
Agatha's monster.
Yeah, it was Monster.
It was written
And-
by
and-
Arthur.
and which surprised me because I'm not really into monsters and stuff like that, so it kind of surprised me that I enjoyed it as much as I did, or maybe it was the one that just stuck in my head the most. And but now that sooner or later it'll be out audio, I'll go ahead and listen to them all again. For some reason, I just absorb things better when I hear it.
Yeah.
It's people, it's a brain defect. How's that? Okay, you get over it already. What do you mean? Where can you, wait, hold on, John. Wait, what do you mean? Where can you meet John and Emily? Why do you want to meet John and Emily? Oh, you want their autograph? Mm-hmm.
No.
First off, how old are you and what sex are you? I'm just nosy. I'm sorry. I can be nosy. 36. Okay, I can deal with 36. My son's 36. Okay, I'm not even going to say that. Let's move on now. No, nice to see y'all too. Again, we're not going there, guys. I'll tell you after the show what they said. People, some things we just can't talk about on live radio. Oh my God.
Okay.
Now,
If you want to get the book, you can get it on Amazon, Galaxy Press, anywhere books are sold.
anywhere.
But if people have questions, we're totally willing to answer whatever questions. We realize we're not going to make Jody's. We're not going to beat Jody.
I don't know. I think Jody ruined it for everybody, man. Let's see. Larry's coming on. Well, who's coming? Yeah, Larry's coming on this Wednesday, so I don't know. Larry might be under pressure.
He's amazing, though.
Larry Elmore. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Totally amazing. He's the one that created all the original art for Dungeons and Dragons.
Him and I and Time and Zane hung out one night, and he is something else, man. He's a character and a half.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, these people are great. You see, it's different for me because I'm there as press, so I'm not one of the people who like the poor people who's got to do the 24-hour story. I still feel for them.
Yeah.
I got to get these pictures out so y'all can see these. I have some just great pictures because Tim had caught me when I was upstairs. Said, "Can you just catch them while they're working without them seeing you?" So I snuck around. I was downstairs, acting like I was having a drink or just hanging out, and I'd snap one here, snap one there, snap one here, snap one there. Got some, like Jeff, he's really into whatever he's doing. You can just see him. It's all dark lit around. He's just all of it. It was great. There's some great pictures. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they'll be out. Actually, some of them are up, but the rest of them will probably be out in about 2 weeks after the holidays. Yeah, because I'm not doing nothing this weekend. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I can already tell I'm going to have company. So, yeah, and they want to come. If I'm back here, they want to come hang out in the studio, and I don't like them in my studio. So I get out of my studio, go do something. 2 of my friends I'll let back here. The rest of them aren't allowed in the studio because they don't know what's back here. They don't know what they're touching it like children. Can I touch this? Can I touch that? No, you can't touch any of it. Keep your fingers off of shit. Okay, Marissa, what do you got, Marissa? Why doesn't John and Emily submit a story? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, y'all give me trouble. Why ain't y'all submitting stories? Thank you, Marissa. You turn around on them, girl.
Conflict of interest.
Oh, well, yeah, I can submit some.
So Marissa, how much did Joe pay you to ask that question? Which is absolutely.
I think
I didn't
Joe
say
wrote-
nobody. Look, yeah.
I don't think there's any Marissa on there. I think Joe's just making that up.
Taking up for me. That's my girl. That's right. That's my girl taking up for me. Well, I know who you are exactly, but anyway, thanks.
But we can't. We work for the company. We can't do that. That's like
doing ghost. I know what ghostwriters are. Tell them, Marissa, we know what ghostwriters are, man. So you can win, and when Joni called you on your phone, she wait. I know this phone. Yeah, that would be a conflict of interest then, because she can whoop up on you.
Yeah,
anybody can submit
for aspiring writers and artists, and we just get such a joy out of that, such a thrill.
No, Chris, you can submit 4 times a year. Yeah. Just boom, boom, boom. Michelle, yeah, same question. You can submit 4 times a year.
And it's up to 17,000 words.
And it's free to enter. And the contest this quarter is over tomorrow night at midnight. So if you've got a story, and if you've got a spouse or a partner or someone that you work with who's just a really great writer or artist, but they're so introverted in thinking that they're not, we've had several times when a partner or, like I said, a spouse has submitted for them. And then when Joni calls them and says, congratulations, they say, congratulations for what? They didn't know that because somebody else had entered for them, but they just, some people have a hard time thinking that they're any good. And that's one thing that's really good about this contest is that it's all about validation, so even if you don't win, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get an email saying, "Thank you very much for submitting. Submit again."
Yeah.
You're not going to get anybody saying anything negative to you.
But unless you write to me, okay, then it might be
Okay, well,
different.
that's why you're
I
not,
mean, like you see,
you're not one of the judges. That's why. So
That's right, people. You see, yes, because I'd be mean to you. I'd be like, "What the hell was this? Come on, you can do better than this." No, I'm just teasing. Wait, what?
but you can
What
submit
the-
now. Yeah.
Wait, hold on here. We got it. Naked. Oh, sorry, guys. What is this? We just got spammed. Let's see. No, we're not putting using our time out. We're putting them out the damn room.
There we go.
Sorry, guys. No, that was the other chat room. And you know, people, you can submit. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 video feeds open right now. There's 5 Facebook feeds and 3 YouTube feeds. So you can submit any of those. Can put a question into here. Yeah, y'all just like to wear my messenger out. You know what? I told Carol this the other day. I'm gonna set up on the other computer so my camera can watch my messenger scroll by and people can see what I'm dealing with as it's warp speeding along. Yeah, I know all y'all pal talkers. I know who all y'all are. See, in the old days we had Yahoo chat, which was great, but there was no control. And then Pal Fi's chat started, and then Pal Talk started, and we moved. Each time we'd move, we'd pick up more people. And then for some reason, when we went to Facebook with the station, like 2/3 of the Pal Talk users started using Messenger. Yeah, and then y'all start your own little private chat groups and stuff. It's irritating. It's irritating. You can still use Pal Talk. I still have it open on 2 other computers. It'll still pop up on those as well.
Yeah, we also got 2. We also have when you finish online course, the one that you're going to finish in the next 36 hours. There, Joe, is we have it set up for Orson Scott Card is going to do a live Zoom event on the 9th of July. We've already got about 200 people signed up for it, but it's he said I'll answer all the questions that are asked. But he's the guy that wrote Ender's Game, and he's just an amazing talented man. Very smart.
You can do the course in a day if you bust it. Yeah. 2. Yeah. Well, not like me. I've started it like 3 times now, so I think like 2/3. Somewhere up in there. Where was I last time? Where you write the story? Somewhere up in there. I forgot where I was. I got it written down in a book, so I don't have to forget. No, actually, that's a good question, and I'll answer it for John because I already know the answer. They pick one quarterly winner. Now, there's 4 people pick because there's 12 winners a year, but there's best of each quarter. Isn't that what it is, John? Best of?
Yeah. So there's going to be, at the end of the year, there'll be 4 first place winners. And out of those 4 first place winners, they compete for the grand prize.
The big dolly. Yeah, it's 5 G's, people. Plus a good big boost to your ego. Come on. I mean, that's some serious competition you've got there.
But the quarterly winners too, the 3rd place is $500, 2nd place is $750, and the 1st place is $1,000. Plus, when your story is published and you're paid 8 cents a word for your story, that's prorated.
That means you get all 17,000 words. That's what that means.
Yeah. We've had a few where it's right up under the 17,000 mark. The check's a little bigger.
It's wait, me? No, whenever I decide to write something, I'll send it to them first before I even send it to anybody else. No, not to Writer's Future. I'll send it to John and Emily. No, indeed not. Oh, God, I should never mention that on air. Actually,
plus the winners are flown out to Hollywood. The contest pays for that. The contest pays for their hotel. They're put up in a hotel for the week-long workshop. The gala is provided. So there's a lot of things, a lot of perks to winning the contest, and it's all been funded by L. Ron Hubbard. He put in his will to continue this, and so it's just every year he funds this stuff. So everything in the contest is paid for. That's why it's free to enter. So he pays for all the different fees of setting up the the computerization, all that stuff there to to keep the thing flowing. So that's something that he wanted to do and directed that it continue. So we're now over halfway through year 39, and it's just amazing how it's just gone. And it's the biggest competition of its kind in the world. Mm-hmm. But now it's so well recognized. Even if you don't win and get published in the book, just saying that you're an honorable mention, Writers of the Future, and you've written your resume will take you out of slush piles. It's so because it's known that it's a blind judged. So if you make it an honorable mention, it's because strictly the value of the story itself, the merit of the story that you win. And one thing that Robert J. Sawyer, who's like the dean of science fiction in Canada, says it's a true meritocracy. You can only win. You can only get a status in it based on the value, the merit of your story or your art. There's nothing else. You can't have a name as, oh, I recognize that name, so they should be this, or they're a certain income bracket, so they should get. No, it's none of that. So we don't know who wins until the judges say, okay, it's numbers 256, 327, and 438, who are the winners this quarter, and then we take up whose numbers associated with them. We know who it is and where they're from. We have no way of knowing otherwise.
Yeah.
John, if you get a chance, send me that commercial again, because I can't find it on this computer for some reason.
Sure.
And it's not letting me access the other one from here. I don't know why.
This is the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer. For some reason, it's not letting me pull it off of the one next to me.
Oh, no. The book trailer or the podcast?
The podcast trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I got John's teaser the other day for the latest podcast, so it's already downloaded. And this is downloaded. It's just on Big Mama over there, or Big Bertha, as I call her. She's Big Bertha. It's a mean ass. It's a big computer, man. The computer got some stuff in it. NASA wishes they had computers that run like this thing does. The one I'm on right now is pretty good, but we don't use it for nothing but this. It doesn't get used for anything else. Yeah, it's unbelievable. People, it's a 12 core running, what is it, a 64 gigs of RAM, 7 terabytes of drive, 8 gig video card, and this is all it does, is what it's doing right now. It doesn't do anything else. Yeah, that's where you want to look good when you're on the radio. Well, we get good-looking people come on here. We don't want them all looking scary and stuff. Well, that's true. We don't. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Hold, stop. So let me go back. I was reading as y'all were going by. It was just like scrolling by at warp speed. Yes, you have heard me talk about Emily. She's the one that does the gala. So the two that you've seen us post, she did. Well, no, she didn't do them by herself, dumbass. Oops, sorry. Excuse my language. She's just such an idiot. But she did it. I mean, yeah, they look fabulous. I know I enjoyed them too. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And they do a great job. Everybody there does a great job. See John up there, looks all sharp and stuff. Hanging out, looking good. Yeah, everybody looks, a whole bunch of them look good. Everybody on that stage I got to talk to more than once. Oh, except for the general, I get to talk to him. But everybody else that was on stage this year.
Oh, you didn't talk to the general?
No, I did. Well, in passing, we did. It was kind of like a little chit chat thing because we were next to each other talking about something else. But I forgot Joni had me doing something. She put me to work on something. You know how she is. She can't sit still around that woman. Her and Sarah got a knack for putting me to work for some reason.
Yeah, Sarah will put anybody to work.
Yeah, she cannot stand still around Sarah. Oh my God, no, don't. I said, Sarah, I'm busy. She said, you ain't busy. Come here. It's like, damn. I said, whatever. I'll come work. Just put me to work. I'm easy. I'm easy. Denise, where are you calling? All right, back to where you're calling from, people. If you're gonna spam the hell out of me, first name, location. That's rules. If you want to be on the radio, it's always been the rules for as long as the show's been on the air. Actually, since Wake Up USA has been on the air, it's always. I mean, if you're a regular, you know that. So who's up first? Let's see. Marcus, where you at, Marcus? What the hell? English, dude. Come on. That. Okay, well, Spain's fine, but whatever that doesn't look like Madrid. I don't know what that is. Maybe you wrote in Spanish, dude.
Where this year is from Spain. That's published.
Natalia Salvador.
Yeah, she did.
Well, actually, his question was, if you're outside the U.S., can you submit?
Yes. We have had submissions from 175 countries. And we had a winner this year from Spain.
She's a cute little thing. Her husband was interesting. I met both of them. I got to talk to both of them. She was so funny. When I got her in the hot seat, she was like, I mean, literally, she was like.
Yeah, this is one of her. This one here, that's one of the ones that she did. She did 2 paintings. There's that one, and then she also did. This one here too.
Oh, okay. I think I actually.
And then we also had. So she's from Spain. That one. We also had.
Andre Mata? No.
Well, Annalie Wu is Chinese, I believe. That's this one here. And we had Andre Mata, Portugal, right here. and we had Jiaming Zheng, obviously that's China, and we had let's see, we also have,
He's from Florida.
and then Tenzin.
Oh, Florida man.
He's no, Tenzin was from India. No, he's from Thailand. He's somewhere over there. And then we also had somebody from.
Oh, look. Who's that cutie?
That is Lola.
Hey, Lola.
She is evil. She can't hear because I got an earpiece in, but well, she might. Every now and then she hears me. She
Matches, her outfit matches yours.
got her matching sweater on. She said, "Can't come hang out with Dad. Her bag matches my tie." She thinks she's fake. I don't know what this is now. It started about 4 months ago, about mid-show. She got to come get in my lap. She'll sit there and just stare at me, and if I don't, she'll start doing her little rooster crowing thing she does.
You ought to open up get her own TikTok channel.
She's got one.
She does?
1,300 followers on it.
Nice.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. I put her on there. Well, actually, I put my other one on, my little white and black one, because she stole one of my brownies one night sitting on the bed, and she wouldn't give it back. So we put the video of the brownie thief, and it went viral. So when we got her, we started posting her, and they just love her. And they're like, she's this big. I mean, she weighs 3.5 pounds.
Wow.
It's not even a real dog. Yeah, don't ask me, people. When I was young, I had all big dogs. Anyway, getting back to where we were. Kimmy, New York City. Oh my God, what do you New Yorkers want? Come on, man. Yeah, I don't trust you, not even a little bit. No political questions, by the way.
We do allow submissions from New York as well.
Yes, you can submit if you're from New York. Emily's quite right. I'm just being mean. Anyway, what's your question? So I'll behave myself. What do you mean? Is there any shortcuts to? Yeah, go take the course.
Yeah, there's a free online writing course at writersofthefuture.com, and that's taught by Orson Scott Card, Dave Farland, and Tim Powers. Tim Powers is the one who wrote On Stranger Tides, which they made into the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So they have great advice, and it's free. The course is free, so anybody can go take that. And we had our grand prize winner this year, Desmond Astaire. He took the online writing workshop, so obviously it's a recommended.
Yes.
He said he definitely recommended, saying from the stage, that's what made the difference. And the number of honorable mentions, even the judges say the quality of storytelling just greatly improved when the course came out. Because they go through all the different steps of how to start, how to do a middle, how to create suspense, how to do
Close the story?
how to close the story, how to do voices, the speech. And then also L. Ron Hubbard we have 11 essays from him in there as well, which has a lot of the instruments of storytelling, how to really create suspense, which is one of the, over time, that's been one of the favorite ones that they do, is like, how do you create suspense, in any storytelling? That's one of the shortcuts. That's one of the ways that will take your storytelling up from, from a slow, rise to a real steep increase in quality of storytelling, because then you're learning from the best.
There's great people there, guys. Like I said, everybody I met there, every judge I met there went out of their way to be nice. They didn't have to be. They were there, to. I mean, they're just teaching you all sorts of stuff. I was talking this about Tim Powers on the phone the other night because we had a misconnection on our interview, so we're rebooking him. But my personal self, this year I did things different. Last year I was wrapped up in interviews. I was only there for 3 or 4 days. This year I actually got to sit through some of the courses. And I just sat and listened. I wasn't, because I can't really record anything, so I was just sitting and listening. And frankly, I learned more about writing listening to him and Jody talk just for 2 days than I probably did my entire life.
Wow.
And the things that I learned, because it really helped me, because I was telling this to John Emily while I was there. I felt like I was channeling Ron. I wrote 12,000 words while, I'm sorry, not quite 12. I wrote a little bit when I got home, but about 11,500 words while I was in LA writing at night after we got through what we were doing in the daytime. And it was really weird for me because I just picked up that much information, because I had taken part of the course a couple of times. And then after listening to them, things actually started making sense to me. My problem's always been, and Jody might want to call it filler stuff, but the filler stuff, you know, just walking down the street, looking at the sunside, birds chirping in the trees, things like that. That's always been, as far as information, that's always been the easy part for me. So I actually have a better handle on it now. And when I'm reading back, it's not as horrible as I thought it was going to be. So that's a plus. That's the other thing. I hate to read, so proofreading is a killer, man. I could put it in Microsoft Sam, but that would probably ruin it for me. So we'll just leave it like it is. But sooner or later, I'll get to finish the other probably 10 or 15,000 that's going to go into it, maybe 20,000 that's going to go into it. There's still 6 days left to write about. So, 7 days left to write about. So that first 12,000 words is only 4 days of the trip, of the 11-day trip. And so it's crazy, man. It's a great story. Technically, it's a true story. We're not going to put it out as that, but it was an investigation we did on a couple that spent, all I can say is they lost 9 days in Gulf Breeze, Florida. And they have all sorts of proof on how they lost 9 days in Florida. No one saw them in their hotel room after they checked in on the second day or the third day. No one seen them at all. No charges on their credit card, no loss of cash. The car never moved. It's on camera the whole time. They never came out of the room's front or back the whole entire time they were there.
The whole time.
Yeah, it's a strange one, but so you have all of that, and then you have what the couple actually said happened under hypnosis. It's crazy, to say the least. It'd make a good movie. It'd make one of them scary ass movies when they drag you through the walls and things crawl up the side of your walls and stuff. But, I don't know, and I was thinking about what Tim said. I was thinking about what Jody said about maybe trying to figure out a way to take a clip out of the middle and make it a story I could send to y'all. But I'm not good at that. So we'll have to see about that. Thank God I got all these writers I can talk to.
Exactly. You didn't have lots of writers to talk to.
Yeah. And the illustrators are so much fun too. Of the guys, I got to be honest with you. When you meet all of these people, if you press and you start meeting these people, the illustrators are a little withdrawn. At least the prize winners are. Not all of them, but most of them are. The authors are just very, very outgoing. Yeah. But now when you get into the pros, I hate to say it, but the illustrators are more outgoing than the authors are. With the exception of Jody, Jody and I was just on it. I mean, she was just on. She was ready. She was ready for the interview, and she was just on. Actually, guys, it was the interview I did last week. You can go check it out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And there's 5 billion questions in there, so you can think of some more questions when she comes back in a couple of months. Yeah, we might bring her back in December when we're giving away books.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah.
Now we're both going to be at in Atlanta at Dragon Con. We're going to be
sure to visit.
We're going to be later in July. We're going to be in San Diego at Comic Con. And we're going to be in Utah at FanX. So Emily and I will be at all 3 of those events. So if anybody's there, we'd love to meet you and say hello.
Let's go up, say hi, be polite, because I know where all of you live, because I have your addresses through my hacker tracer. So be nice. Yeah, all 3 million listening tonight. I got your hack traces, baby. But watch out. It's I love that program, by the way. That is the greatest little program I've ever owned. I wish I could figure out how to download it back to another computer. It's kind of built into the computer, but anyway. Jessica, where are you writing in from, Jessica? Phoenix, Arizona. Oh my God!
Wow, that's where I came from.
Man, is it hot there, people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot here, but it's hot there, man. Y'all don't have the humidity, but y'all got the serious heat. Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's a dry heat.
No. Oh, I'll bring it up with John Emily, but I know you can't. So she's wanting to know, like, she's planning on attending both San Diego and Atlanta this year. And she said if she brought her book with her, could she just give it to you? But she still has to submit it through the site, right?
Yeah, she has to go to writersofthefuture.com and submit it there. You can mail it in as well. The address, if you go to writersofthefuture.com, you can see the address where you send your story in and how you do that.
What do you mean a ghostwriter? So Merlin's asking, Merlin, where are you at? Oh, UK, huh? So what is it, like 1 a.m. over there? You in England, London? Yeah. You probably buy Adidas' house. I know who you are. Yeah, I recognize the way you type. Yeah, what about it? No, they fly. Okay. They can tell you, but no, they fly you over. They flew 3 people from Australia this year. You have any idea how much that cost people? I'm not
We also
kidding
have 3
you.
people from UK.
Yes.
That podcast is what's up right now. The End of the UK.
Mhm.
That's when you got airing right now on UPRN.
Now, the only reason Chris didn't get to come the first time is because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because they didn't do it. No, they didn't do it. No, Chris was great. We had a great time together. I haven't had a chance to talk to him since he got home. But he's an interesting character. I'll leave it at that. He's high energy. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. He is. He's really high energy. He plans on going places, so we'll see how it goes for him. All of these
UK volume 37's in Waterstones now. Yeah. Volume 38 will be there in a couple months. 37
up here somewhere? Yeah, I think I do have a copy of 37 left.
Yeah.
Well, I got one copy from me, guys, from 30 through 38 that are my own personal. So, no, I'm going to get the whole collection eventually, but we give away so many. But it's still going to be my collection, will still be my collection. So, y'all not going to get that one, but y'all get everything else.
You're invited to buy your own copy of the book.
Yes, don't be cheapskates.
Amazon, galaxypress.com, wherever you buy your books from.
Well, no, yeah, you can get them anywhere. Yeah, all of them. So let's see who we got next. Elizabeth Warren. What did I tell y'all? No politics. No, I believe your name's Elizabeth Warren. I do. I have no problem with it. So what's your question? Why is Galaxy Press based out of California? That's not even a real question.
That's where we're incorporated.
What? Because it would make sense to in LA. I mean, LA is like entertainment capital. Yeah, Atlanta, New Orleans may take over 100 years from now, but that's not anytime soon. No, that's that. Yeah, it makes total sense to me why they're in LA. Okay, y'all just asking dumb questions. Ask real questions. Yeah, they like living in LA. LA's fine. Yes, we're all cool with it. Los Angeles. No, you can't come out unless you win. Boy, y'all just repetitive tonight. What is this? Nobody's listening to the show, or are y'all just smoking weed or something? If y'all could see what I'm looking at, you'd be laughing your butts off. A real question. Finally, somebody from Finland, no less. Well, nice is Finland over there. I know it's got to be early wee hours, like 5-6 a.m. or something over there, huh? What's your question? Oh, okay. Well, I'll ask him. He wanted to know what it was, why L. Ron decided to do this. He said, I don't know. He said, I know L. Ron was a writer, and he's got a lot of books out. He said, but what was it? Was he trying to help the people, or was he just doing this, or for his namesake, or what?
So it actually started much earlier, back in the 1940, right? And back in Ketchikan, Alaska, when he actually started on a local radio show, KGBU Radio, in Alaska, where he was working on an expedition that he was doing out there. So he started on a local radio show doing a contest called the Golden Pen, which is now what the grand prize is for the writers of the future. And he was having people submit stories. And, he himself was an author. Throughout the 30s and 40s, he was one of the most well-known, well-paid authors. So he carried that on. And then later, he did a lot of religious works. And then later in the 80s, he started writing some more science fiction. He did Battlefield Earth and then the Mission Earth series. And it was around that time, and he had a love of science fiction, that he started the Writers of the Future, because he knew what it takes to get started in the business. So it was something of a pay it forward and something he could do to help keep the genre alive.
Yeah, and also 11 of the essays that you find in the online writing workshop were written in the 1930s by him in like Writer's Digest and those types of magazines to help the aspiring writer. So he's got a long history of helping the writer. And so it was just something that was a continuation of what he wanted to do from way back when. He was always willing to lend that helping hand. He was president of the New York chapter of the American Fiction Guild. So he was always working with writers to try to help, to groove into the future. There was never a sense of competition, never a sense of like, I'm going to lose my audience if I get somebody else in there. That's never how he viewed that. And this is similar to what our other judges have right now. Orson Scott Card says, I like to read. I want to have some good stuff to read. So for him, he said, I'm guaranteeing I got good stuff to read in the future. And that's what pretty much any judge will say too. It's just there's always room for more creative talent. But that's one thing that L. Ron Hubbard wanted to have but he had a history going back to when he was in his 20s, providing those types of essays and help for the aspiring writer. And this is the writersofthefuture.com. In the if you're entering the contest, there's the right up there. There's the enter the writer contest and enter illustrator contest. This is the Writers of the Future. This is the online writing workshop where you've got three intro videos there on this page by Dave Farland, Tim Powers, and Orson Scott Card. If you scroll down just a little bit there, people will see the thing in there. Yeah, there you go. You're going to have, there's the introductory videos from them. And so that's what people can actually get. And they're recorded, so it's like they're looking straight at you. It's not like they're teaching to a class. They're like direct. The way Emily produced it is like they're looking straight at the camera, so that when you're watching it, you're able to see it. And what's great about this thing too, we did heavy proofreading on each of these videos, transcriptions, so that if you want to, and English isn't your first language, and we've got people from all over the world that are doing this course, you can download the transcript, put it in Google Translate, and then read the transcript in your own language and get the course that way. And we have several people who have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever wrote that, no, I'm not signing in while we're on here. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. They want your password.
Yeah, like you can see it anyway. But
They want course credit for all the stuff you've done already.
Yeah, people. You better go do your own is all I can tell you. But I just been going through. We got Galaxy Press we're going to bring up in a few minutes too. But it's where we at next?
Yes, we got there. That's what works. And then we have for any of you that are science fiction fans, if you click on Joe, the writer judges.
Yeah, clicking on.
No.
On the left, on the left side of the bar, writer judges.
Gotcha. Yeah, there we go.
So those are the judges for the contest that we've had, past and present: Kevin Anderson, Dr. Doug Beeson, Greg Benford, Algis Budrus, Orson Scott Card, Hal Clement, he was a grandmaster. David Farland just recently passed. Eric Flint was.
That's his daughter I met, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His daughter, Beatrice. She
was a sweetie pie.
John Hopkins.
Yeah. And then there's Frank Herbert, who was a judge, and he passed away. Then his son, Brian Herbert, is a judge now. Nancy Kress, Catherine Kurtz, Ann McCaffrey. You had Todd McCaffrey, her son, on.
Yeah, it's interesting because both Jody and her son both wrote with her, so I found that interesting. Yeah, there's Todd right there. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah. And then below that, you got Andre Norton, who's a very famous fantasy author from the Golden Age. Larry Niven, just amazing. C.L. Moore, Golden Age. Rebecca Mesta. There's Jody, who you had on as a guest. Nydia Corafor, she was a winner back in volume 19. Fred Pohl, Jerry Purnell, Brandon Sanderson, the one you talked about that had the $42 million Kickstarter. Chris Rush, Mike Resnick, Tim Powers, who you're talking about you're going to have on recently.
Yeah, he's going to come on soon.
Have you had Rob Sawyer on yet?
No, and I got to get Dean on too. I haven't had Dean on either,
Yeah.
so they're on the list. But that's Carmen's job.
Yes,
Put it on Carmen.
exactly.
We blaming Carmen.
And then,
Carmen will put you out to the wind, baby.
Desmond Sterling, Ted Sturgeon, Katie Wentworth, Sean Williams, who's the main science fiction dude in Australia, Roger Zelazny, and Jack Williamson. Some of these things are major people from science fiction, grandmasters, and then illustrator judges, equally as impressive. Ed Cartier is one of the main ones that from the Golden Age. Robert Castillo.
This girl here, she's a character, people. I'm warning y'all ahead of time. She is a character. She's one of my favorite judges. Oh, that's the other half. Okay, I didn't even recognize
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ciarello is in Spain.
Yeah.
Leon Diane Dillon, he passed away several years ago, but she's still a judge, very active. Van Dongen, Bob Eggleton, Will
is
Eisner.
all the Godzilla stuff.
Yeah. Will Eisner, he was like the grandfather of comic books. And the Eisner Award that gets issued every year, that's based on him. Craig Elliott, he's been
on the network before.
Yeah, he was the director of creative for Netflix, and now he's back over with Disney. Larry Elmore, you're going to have him pretty soon. Frank Frazetta, he's like the king of illustrators. He's an icon.
He's the Dean Martin of illustrators, people.
Exactly.
That just reminds me. I'm sorry, it reminds me of Dean. What can I say?
Yeah.
He was like best friends with Clint Eastwood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Frank Kelly Freas. He is also one of those Golden Age major artists. Brittany Jackson, she was a winner in volume 25. Paul Lairs, also.
She's a sweetie pie, too.
Yeah.
I got to eat dinner with Brittany. She was a sweetie.
She's great.
Paul Laird, Jack Kirby is another major name in comics and graphic arts. Stephen Martinier is he's done a lot of gaming. He's massive with that.
And movies like Suicide Squad and stuff. A lot of these guys do storyboards for films and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not the ones walking the red carpet, but they make the magic happen on a lot of the movies you
Yes.
see.
Mike Perkins is now in the UK. He does a lot of the. He did Stephen King's graphic novel for The Stand, and he does a lot of stuff with Marvel. He does a lot of the comics for them, designs them, does the inking for that. You've got Sean Tan won an Oscar several years ago for a short film that he created, Dan Dos Santos. I think you've met him.
You met him, I.
Santos was great too. Santos, Tom, and Echo are just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about these guys.
Yeah, Rob
They're,
Pryor's amazing. He's the guy that paints with two hands and his eyes are closed, and he does a lot of concerts. He was just recently in New York painting on stage with Jay-Z as he is performing. He does that kind of stuff. When they had the NBA selection, he was there on the stage, illustrate or painting as they're selected. He'd be painting them, and that was a donation for whatever charity. Sergei Poryakov is in Ukraine. So right now he's busy carrying around his
He's on the back of a Jeep these days, but
with his MK-47, whatever he's using there. But when that's over with, he'll be back coming up.
Hey, he has some good stories if he makes it through it.
he will definitely have some stories.
Yes. And then you've had Tom Wood on. He's an amazing. He's one of your highest listened to podcasts.
Because Tom's a bad influence on me. That's why. He's a bad influence. You know, guys, no, Carolyn, I agree. So Carolyn writes, and while we're talking, Carolyn's from California. She's from San Diego. She goes, that Tom Wood is one good-looking guy. I've seen him a couple of times. And Carolyn said, you know this. He had to bring his wife this year because so many women was following him around last year. I'm just saying, man. They were like herding him around. Like, damn, Tom.
I came back one evening, I think it was to the art reveal, and Joe comes over and he's like, hey, he's like, stand back here and take a look. And there was, I think it was Tom and Chris and someone else standing over on the side, and you were like, look at all the girls looking over there.
they were just, he's a good-looking guy. Well, come on, guys. I can say if a guy's good-looking. I'm sorry. I'm very secure in who I am, so it's not an issue for me. But no, he's a good-looking guy. And no, they were fawning all over. It was cracking me up. And I said, Tom, you gonna be okay? He said, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can make it through this. But I seen he had the boss lady with. By the way, I didn't know his wife was some of his models.
Oh yeah.
So if you get to go look at some of Tom Wood's work, with one of the interviews we did, and there's a lot of his work up there. We had a lot of his stuff up. Some of those models, those superstar models, are those. Anyway, just go look for yourself. I don't.
Well, Frank Frazetta used Ellie, his wife, as a model a lot. He used her as for that. Yeah.
Well, when you got a good-looking wife, you put her up there and make her model, man. Stand there, baby. Let me draw you. It's like, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, come on. Unless you're just scarily ugly. And then you could be one of the monster creatures. Right? It works out either way, see? I get in trouble. I can see it coming. Actually, a bunch of the judges, I mean, you know, all of them. Santos was great. I met him and his wife. She was really sweet. He's a nice guy. We talked about a lot of stuff. I actually learned more about shading from sitting into one of his classes than I learned the entire time when I went to art school. I was in private school. It was amazing to me. I'm like, why couldn't I have a teacher like this? Because he made sense what he was saying. I remember when I was taking a course in pretending I was in private school, and I was like, you're an idiot.
His wife.
This is Tom Wood's Art Valkyrie. That's Kim.
Oh, there she is. Yep. She is like, woo-hoo. Wait, let me put the screen up where they can see. Let me move this one out of here. There y'all go.
Oh, that's a bit.
Mm-hmm. I met his wife. Yes. She's like 5 foot 80 pounds. I could curl her with one arm. She's really pretty and she's really nice. Yes. Yeah. And I imagine have to put her with Tom all the time takes a very special kind of woman. Well, one, I'm sure women follow him all around.
Well, based upon that, your wife must be a goddess.
My wife, actually, when we attend concerts, she's more like a buffer zone buddy between me and everybody else. She's very protective of me. And if it's fine, you can come talk to me. If you get too friendly there, then you got to deal with her, not me. The old people, I'm serious. She did not put up with no tomfoolery. I'm just warning y'all ahead of time. No, she is. She's very protective of me when we travel, because we travel a lot and we go a lot of different places. And when I'm lecturing, you get a lot of people who want to talk to you. And you know, sometimes I'll just sit down in the stage so I don't get bum rushed when I'm getting off the stage. So I'll just sit there, and people will just come sit in front, and then we can do Q&A for 10 or 15 minutes while they're changing over for the next guest. And I've learned to do that. But she, you know, because it's funny, like people I think it's hilarious because I think I'm the most approachable person on the planet. All the time, people come up to her. You think it's all right if I go talk to him? And she'll just start laughing. She's like, yeah, that's what he's here for. And she said, all the time, it's weird how many people stop in the elevator. He said, can I go talk to him? And she's like, yeah, would you like me to introduce him? These two girls, they were giggling and cracking because they were in an elevator with us, right? They just couldn't keep a straight face. And my wife looked back and she said, can I talk to you when we get off the elevator? So I get off, I go do whatever I'm doing. And I come back, she says, oh, they want to meet you so bad. They like to pee themselves during it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just, to me, that's just weird. I'm there to give lectures on stuff. I'm not really there for the fanage stuff. If I wanted to do that, I would have took a different approach in life. I'd have been a pretty decent actor. So I said, no, let's just do this. No, people, when I give a lecture, I'm doing research lectures. Yes, it can be hairy, scary stuff, but unless it's politics, and it's a whole different ballgame. Yes, then I'm talking about Emily the whole time. Yeah, political this, political that. I'm just teasing. I just want to get a reaction out of her. Grandmaster, what you got? Say hi to John. Say hi to Emily. Don't be rude. Yes, writers and illustrators are cool. They got a lot of good stuff. It took them, and I know I've said this 1.5 million times now, but it took a little convincing people. I'm not an easy person to convince. And why? Because his wife's cute? That don't mean shit. That don't mean they're not lying or miscarriaging or being bad. I know lots of pretty people that are bad. So let's be honest about it. Oh, John's cute too. Well, that's all nice and dandy. But no, really and truly, I just gotta say everybody's cute tonight, right? We're having a cute fetish tonight. But really and truly, it did take him a little while. I was very standoffish. I was like, I've met too many people who told me about blind judging or paying for this or doing that. And most of them turned out to be, how can I say this politely, not quite what they said they were. Okay. What I found with John and Emily and Galaxy Press and Writers of the Future, and even with L. Ron Hubbard, is that the bad stuff I was hearing was not actually true, which was very pleasant to find out. Y'all got to remember, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I always research everything. And I usually turn the girls loose. I got my research team, and I call them the girls. It's a couple of guys, and it's mostly girls. So. And I just turn them loose, and we half go to the bad, half look for the bad, half look for the good. Well, there was all kind of BS coming up. So, when I talked to John, I was like, and then when I went down there to LA, I was like, well, wait, this isn't picturing, how can I say this? The image I got there was not picturing the image that they were putting on the internet. So for the last 3 years, that's what I've been doing, clarifying to people that whatever you were thinking wasn't true. This is who they are. They're completely honest and upfront. They are blind judging. I met, the coordinating judge was on with me last week. You can go listen to everything we were talking about. I've met all the judges from last year and all the judges from this year. I mean, some of them repeat, some of them are not. No one has said, when I asked a question, regardless of what the question were, and some of them were kind of impertinent questions, they answered the question without beating around the bush, not giving me any bullshit. Some of them laugh when I say I'm going to interview you. No, Joe, you're not. Yes, I am. And they're like, no. But everybody over at Author Services, no matter what I asked, answered the question. They were all very sweet. And I've said this to John Emily 100 times. The whole time I'm at Author, I've been there twice now. I'm always worried that, okay, where's this thing in the closet? I'm waiting for like the evil Flash to come out the closet or something. And they make great coffee over there too, by the way. We cannot get out of that. But last year I was over there with Tom Woods, and I didn't get to spend as much time as I wanted because I was doing a lecture that afternoon. But this year is when I got to meet what's his name's daughter, which her and the lady she was with were just full and tons of information.
Beatrice Condo.
Yes. And I promised him I'd get hold to him when I got back in and got settled down because I'd like to interview him. And I haven't done the twins either, for that matter. Okay, that just sounded wholly bad. But anyway, the twins, when I get them on, y'all know what I'm talking about. They are sweethearts, more energy.
They're identical twins. Yeah.
They're identical twins, even though they're like completely opposite of each other. And they both look at the world quite differently. I got to talk politics with both of them. They do not feel the same way. There must be some heated arguments in that household. But they are great. They are really high energy, and they're fun to talk to. They got a lot going on in their life. They plan on doing a lot more. And I met their dad while he was there. He was one of the winners this year. And he's going to be on, I think, week after next. He'll be coming on with us, so y'all can come check him out. And Jeff Weiner, he was a great interview. We had a good time when we did the interview there. Yeah, he was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And and he knows Todd. Him and Todd's are friends, so you know them too. They're right off the bat, they're trouble. And no, Todd McCraffy's great. We had a blast. We had a blast when we went tuck shopping. We was driving that poor lady crazy. I wasn't. Todd was. I was behaving. For the most
Todd's always
part.
wearing these wild tuxedos here with that gold sparkly tuxedo.
Yes. Well, we went through, I think he tried on like 30 that him and I looked at. And then every time he'd get close to one, I said, wait, stop. Let's go over here and ask around, see what everybody else thinks about this thing. I said, you're not getting Emily on my ass, buddy. We're going to go check this out with everybody else. And, but no, he was a lot of fun too. Yeah, Carolyn, San Diego, Utah, and Atlanta. They'll be in all three. Yeah, you can go check them out. Just stop by, say hi, John Emily, ask him for your autograph. Yes. Emily's autograph's worth more, so you know that.
Way more.
Yes. I mean, we're talking like quadruples more. She's up there with John T and stuff like that, man. just all I'm saying is be polite, because I will come looking for your asses if you're rude to them. But no, they'll be at all three. I'm going to try to make at least two of them this year. So I plan on doing Atlanta and Utah. I want to do Utah for the dozen. I want to go see everybody up at FanX, and then Atlanta, I just want to go to because I want to see John and Emily, and I want to catch up with some family at the same time and check out Dragon Con. Yeah, I'll probably be exhausted. From everybody tells me, it sounds like it's exhausting. It sounds like it's fun though, and I know a lot of people are going to have tables there this year. And then I know Jody's also going to be there. She said she's going to be there too this year. A couple other people I know is going to be there.
Larry Elmore's going to be there.
Yeah, so it's going to be more. It's going to be interesting for me walking around because I'll know some people there, and yeah, maybe I get some free coffee. I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, I'm going to stay with my sister. Yeah, my sister's rich, man. Come on. True. Lord, she makes me look like a pauper. Oh, yes. What can I say? No, she's married. Yeah, she's big time married, too. Don't even mess around with that. Her husband put you in a grave. Anyway, real question. I don't know how to say that name. Harston? Is that even close? Where the hell are you from? Finland? You're another one from Finland? It's two tonight. Oh, all right. Well, y'all listen to the same place. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay. So he's basically asking both of y'all, besides taking a course, is there any other things that you can tell him to help him really to produce a story? He said that he when he was in school, he was a pretty good writer. He was, amateur writer. He wrote a lot. He said, but he seems to be having issues with imagination. He wanted to know if there's any starters you could help him with, or.
Well, there is a whole section of that online writing workshop that we've been talking about at writersofthefuture.com that helps you with inspiration, research, story ideas. There's a whole video from Orson Scott Card about, it's called 1001 Story Ideas. So there is that on the course that is designed to help you with that. There's also at writersofthefuture.com, there's a forum there, and there's other like-minded people like you.
Is Wolf still over there?
Yeah, Wolf's still there. Martin Shoemaker's there. Carrie English, who's the first reader's there. There's just a big group of people there, and there's all kinds of things on the forum, all kinds of topics, and there's a lot of advice. People help workshop each other's stories. People help with all kinds of things. So that's a place you can go to get some help from other people.
Yeah, we had Floris Klein was a winner that we had maybe 20 years ago now from the Netherlands. And for him, he had a problem with English as a second language. So if you go into the forum there, which you see on what you've got on there, you'll find other people that are willing to help you. And some people who speak your native language will be able to help on with idiom usage and stuff like that in the stories. We've had probably half a dozen winners of people where English was a second language. We had France, we've had, like I said, Netherlands there, that other countries as well from Europe, who won the contest as a writer with help that they got from the forum, with people in the forum connecting up and working with them on how to deal with that. So story ideas, what Emily just said, absolutely, but also working with people in the forum to generate story ideas and how to write a story if you're not as solid in English as you are in your native tongue, to help with that.
I can tell you how to get Wolf's help. Write to me, I'll tell you the secret. It takes a secret. You gotta send him a box of 1 pound of fudge.
I'll help you for that.
Yes, and he's only gonna give you a little bit of help for that. Actually, I met him and his protege that was with him last time. They were great. Wolf is great, guys. You know, well, no, I'm not writing. So we were just him and I were just chit chatting, and we did an interview. Matter of fact, I got to get back with him because some reason or another, half his video interview just disappeared, and it's on YouTube. The whole video is up there, but half is just gone. So I wrote to YouTube, and they, of course, their usual answer. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about YouTube sometimes. But no, there's lots of. You mean John? John's on the forum, so you can get hold of anybody over there.
Yeah.
I would suggest if you want to get hold of John Emily, go over to Galaxy Press and write to him from over there. And
well, you can reach us on the forum, and you can also reach Joni. She's she runs all the administration for the contest. She's on the forum routinely now.
You can also reach me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also it's all those pages are at WOOF Contest. It's WTF contest. So I run all those pages there, so you can also reach me that way.
Don't be messing with my friend Joni, y'all. I'm telling y'all. She will bust you up. I won't even have to bust you up. She'll do it. I'm just warning y'all. Don't be playing. She ain't going to be playing with you people. Oh, yeah, I did say I would put that. Hold up, guys. Let me do that. I forgot I was going to do that. Okay, let me grab this right quick. And I showed somebody, I told them I'd take them through y'all's site right quick. So let's go find share. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, stop screen thing. Thank you. All right. Where's it at? Dun, dun, dun. There y'all go. Galaxy Press, guys. Yes. I just sent this to my good friend at Avis. He's really mad at me, by the way. Well, he's seen how much that pad costs. He's crying like a baby. I told him, I said, he said, well, let me send you the money. I said, I'd rather you just go buy me the pad. He's like, why? I said, because I'll probably end up spending the money on something else. I said, just go buy me the pad. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. See, there it is, volume 38. There it is. You can get it on here. You can get it on. See the platforms you can get it on? Yes, look at this. Get the pad. Look at it on the pad.
So the ebook is available at Amazon.
Sorry, that's Michelle saying get off the air. She said, get out of here, people. Oh, no, the pad I'm talking about. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I know it's in here somewhere. Is it under books? I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, this one's Battlefield Earth. Look at this. Yes, and every time I post any of this up, everybody's always the first thing they ask me about is that picture behind me. That's why it's not behind me as much as it used to be. Yes, they're always after that damn picture. Here we go, shop.
That's a Frazetta we talked about.
Yeah, it's wait, I didn't see this. Where did this one come from?
That one is it was a book by Hubbard, and it was actually originally a screenplay, A Very Strange Trip, that he wrote, and it was novelized by David Wolverton, aka David Farland. He was our coordinating judge, so that came out in the 90s, and it was a New York Times bestseller.
I for some reason I don't remember seeing that. I mean, I know, I didn't go through every one of them, but
it was on your iPad.
Yeah, don't be rubbing it in now, girl.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you get your iPad back.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting it back, because I'm hacked off about it, and I still.
You can listen to it too. It has a multicast audiobook.
That was so funny. I was talking to him about it. He said, well, I don't know who would have took it. I said, well, somebody took it. And I said, the sad part is they can't even use it. I said, it's finger locked. I said, if they don't have my fingerprint, they can't even use the damn thing. It's I was like, so it's just a waste. Whoever's got it, it's like a paperweight. I guess if you know how to reprogram, but still, I mean,
Then you'll lose the content, I think. But
yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. If you try to break into it, it's not gonna. I don't know. It's just somebody thought they got something. They just seen iPad is what happened was. They seen it was because it was a big iPad. They just seen it and they're like, oh, well, what's going on here? I'm still hacked off about it. He was like, you still mad? I said, yeah, I want the pad back. I said, I've been using it. I said, when I'm not talking on the phone with customers, I have it sitting on this seat playing through my stereo. And I said, every now and then I'll sit down and read. He's like, oh, he's whining. He'll buy it now, but he's whining like a big titty baby. I'm telling you what. He's just... He's where the hell are they? I know they're in here somewhere.
What are you looking for?
I was actually looking for the pads. Are they down here in the bottom?
Okay, go to shop.
Okay, I was in the shop. Okay, in the shop again.
All right, and then scroll down a bit there, and then on the right side,
okay.
Some digital devices there. Right, stop.
Right stop. I went past it. Right. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, there they are. Okay, there I am. I'm going blind.
All right, so there you have
Oh, see, it went down. He shouldn't be crying. It ain't gonna cost him as much.
Yeah.
It was like $4,500 when y'all sent it to me. See,
So there's a large there's the iPad, and then there's the iPad Mini, and then there's also a Kindle.
So y'all can listen to your little hearts of content. There's a ton of material in here, people. I don't remember, but there was a ton. I mean, there was at least 100 stories or more. There was all kind of audio books. Is that how much?
107.
Okay, 107. There you go.
Books and audiobooks.
Yeah, there's just a ton of material in there. Yeah, I had gotten through, I don't know, 6 or 7 audiobooks, and I was actually started reading a story. I can't remember which one it is now. And yeah, I was actually reading. Yeah, well, every now and then, what this idiot got back in the room again, huh?
Yeah.
I guess he went and made a name so he could get back in here and just be an idiot. Sorry, guys, I got to block a user. Oh, there we go. All right.
Bye-bye.
Yes, I don't know what it is. But these, you can get, these will make great Christmas presents.
It's a big Christmas present.
Yeah, well, there's an audiobook of Battlefield Earth. That's great, by the way. Now,
yeah, that one's a flash drive. That's 47 and a half hours long.
Yeah, so I was going to tell y'all, we play this between Christmas and New Year's. Okay, so you can come listen to it, but if I was you, I would get the thumb drive because it'll be easy. You can listen to it when you want. It is 47 hours, and there is a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's Battlefield Earth, and the content it was meant. It's the book, not the movie. Yeah, I mean the book was huge. 100,000 words, I think, is what John told me. Isn't that right? 100,000.
I think it's bigger than that. I think it's.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 1,000 pages.
Oh, see, it's huge, people.
How many words, Battlefield Earth?
It's 475,000 words.
475.
Yeah, see, I wasn't even close. So I would get the thumb drive. I would make a great Christmas present. But like I said, we will be playing it between Christmas and New Year's. It plays in the network. It'll play. It actually plays Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas, and then it plays for New Year's. And in between that, there's a break where we play Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah. So it's great nights, it's great entertainment. So you catch it. The sound effects are fabulous. There's lots of them. There's great voices. That's one of the other nice things. There's lots of nice voices, and there's some good deep voices. There's some peak voices. Just a lot of voices in there. I'd go check it out, and it's just something to do. Mm-hmm. And as far as the pad goes, Brian, see, it went down like $1,500 since last when they sent it to me. It's only $3,000 now. I told you $4,500. So send me, maybe you should send me the money now. I'm sorry, that was just evil on my part. Sorry, people. Hey, $1,500 is an airplane ticket, or maybe even 2 if I go somewhere close by. Yeah, I know that because the gas are going up. I know. But anyway, these will make great Christmas presents. And back up here where we were. Wait, no, I wasn't. Let me go back. Boom. And so you can buy the individual stories. They're all kinds, all different prices. All different things. You get them in audio. You can get them in just where you can read them. But there's lots of stuff in here that you can buy. Okay, how come we got 4 Battlefield Earths here? What am I missing?
It's just the different.
Okay.
You have a book and audiobook package. You have that second one is a first edition. So it's from 1982. And there aren't very many of those. But once we run out, they'll come out. They'll come down.
Oh, it's a hardcover. People, you should go buy this tomorrow.
First edition hardcover. It's on sale too.
I might have to buy one just to give it away this year.
Yeah, and then you have the mass market and then the trade paperback. They just have all the versions there.
So, well, no, this one right here we gave away. John sent me a whole case of these we gave away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave all but one of them. There's still one of them, but that's mine, so y'all ain't getting it. But it's sitting back there behind me. Well, you never know. I might give it away for Christmas, but who knows? Depends where I'm at book wise and what we're doing this year. I never know. We got. I know we have 3 publishers and 4 authors that are already told us they're going to submit books to us for Christmas. So, well, Greenlee sent us some stuff. Actually, Barnes and Nobles is going to send me 150 books.
That's great.
And yeah, they didn't let me get to pick. I will tell you what they did do. He said they're going to start doing this every year for us if we'll do the advertisement for the books. I said, fine. They let me pick the genres, just not the books.
Good.
So the guy says, you sure like sci-fi and fantasy and stuff. I said, no, it's not just me, it's our audience. I said, we want to give them out there. I said, we really don't want any political books or any religious books or stuff like that. I said, not that we're anti either one. It's just not, not really appropriate for the holidays. frankly, during December, I don't even want to hear about politics unless I have to. And I'm like, just leave me alone. And yes, Bruce, put God back in Christmas. Let's actually put Christ back in Christmas. If you're going to say it correctly, my friend. Yeah, there you go. For anyone else, don't write to me. I was just repeating something in the chat group, okay? Before y'all even started emailing me or texting me or anything else. Marvel, like as in Marvel, like in the movie Marvel, or the actor Marvel, or where are you from? Oh, that's where Michelle DeRoche lives. Yes. Niagara Falls, Canada. Well, not actually, but real close. Yes. Yes. I would not mess with Michelle. I'm scared of Michelle. Okay. No, I'm just telling you. She's a station manager, would not mess with her. But anyway, going back to what was your question? Oh, well, no. John, I've talked with John about this week. So basically, she wants to know what y'all's favorite books, favorite movies, and who? Favorite actors. Oh. So we're getting off track here. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. We got a couple of minutes. We got about 8 or 10 minutes since we started late.
Well, on
I'm going to let John answer that one.
Emily said, I'm confused. I don't know who I like right now.
I don't know. It's just hard to pick one.
It is hard to pick one. I agree with you.
Yeah.
John, I know John's got favorites because we've talked about it before.
Yeah, well, on my books, I've gotten anybody who listens to the podcast, you'll hear all these amazing authors. And one of my policies, I have to read at least one of their novels before I interview them. So it's created a problem for me because it was really easy for me to say, when I first started reading science fiction, it was E. Doc Smith with the Lensman series. That's what got me hooked in science fiction. But then when I really enjoy one of my favorite Hubbard stories, science fiction story, is The Kingslayer. 7 Steps to the Arbiter was the original name of it, and then became The Kingslayer. But then I really enjoy it's like a real fun off take on vampire stories with Michael Anderle with his series, which is just a lot of fun. And then I like The Martian. That was really good. And so they're all different authors that I've read, and I've interviewed most of them on the podcast. And when I do it, when I study a book to be able to interview it, I just really fall in love with the story. I think it's just really, really good. So I do prefer the science fiction and fantasy, although I interviewed Elizabeth Wing, and she had alternate history, from World War II, which was incredibly enjoyable there. So I'm really diverse. I don't like stories that are, I don't like a lot of sex in stories. I don't think that's necessary, but I personally don't like that. I don't like a lot of the profanity when it's out of character. If a character where he's going to be, foul language, if it's honest with that character, then I'm fine with it. If it's just gratuitous bad language, that turns me off, and I'll be out of there. A lot of the stories we publish are PG. So what we have are everything you find in Rise to the Future is PG. What Hubbard published is PG. Mission Earth was written as a satire on modern society. So any foul language that's in there is replaced with bleep, B-L-E-E-P. So sometimes you'll see a lot of bleeps in there, but you won't hear the actual foul language. It just says bleep, instead. So that's the way that's handled on that. But I like this kind of story. I like a good story. I'm interested in the story. And so there's a lot of good storytellers out there, and I'm very happy to say that we've discovered a lot of them with Writers of the Future. And so that's the best I can give you as an answer. It would have been easier a year ago before I started really listening and getting into so many other authors for the podcast. But now that I've got so many favorite authors, and you can listen to them on, like I said, on the podcast. We talk about their various stories. Your turn, Emily. Tag, you're it.
I don't know. Every time I read a book or books by a new author, I'm like, this is my favorite. I'll be reading Brandon Sanderson, and I'll think he's my favorite. And then I'll be reading Hubbard, and I'll be like, okay, I like Final Blackout and Battle to the Earth both. then I'll read Orson Scott Card, and he'll be my favorite. So I guess I lean more towards the sci-fi and I guess fantasy as well.
Are you saying you're fickled? I can't believe you would be a fickled person. I just can't believe that.
You know
She's messing with us people. She's messing with us people. I'm
Movies?
just telling you.
I don't know what movies. I don't think I have a favorite movie.
Oh God!
What
I'm
movie?
with you.
What movie have you seen more than any other movie?
I really enjoyed Top Gun. That one there was.
Oh yeah.
That
See,
one
it
there,
just came out. It's your
Yeah, it
favorite
just
now.
came it's just. It's. Yeah, I mean, it was so good, mostly because of just seeing how it was made and just seeing the final result of it. It's just you're really in the cockpit with those guys there, and you see and you feel that because none of it is CGI. It's like all the real deal. So that was
well. I've actually been in a cockpit of jets flying at high speed, so a few times. You know, one of the things our pilots used to always tell us on the carrier, well, if you won't get and fly in a damn thing, why should I? And then our next words out of their mouth was, "Get in the back. You're going for a ride." I'm like, really?
Because I'm not trained to, and you are.
Oh no, they wanted to make sure that everybody in the ground crews were making sure them planes were running good. We got to flying from time. Anytime we were flying from location to location and bombing derbies, but it was always an interesting experience because pilots are, how can I say this politely, AHs when you're flying because they try to scare you. And I still remember, so guy, we're flying an F-18. I fell asleep. He's like, "You actually fell asleep." He said, "I'm doing spins." So he said, "You fell asleep." I said, "Dude, I was tired. I've been working 24 hours on, 25 hours off. That's tired, man." I did too. I went plumb out. I slept a whole 5-hour flight.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I was wore out. You know, sometimes I get wore out. I got to catch up. But I have to agree with them. It's hard for me to pick a favorite movie or a favorite actor or any of that because as Michelle likes to say, I like to squirrel out from time to time. So I'll be into this genre, that genre. I'll move around. I can't watch anything good 2 hours before I go to sleep, or I won't go to sleep. So I got to watch something that's repetitive, something I've probably seen 100 times, some episode of some crap that I could probably tell you the answer or tell you the whole story in my sleep. But it puts me to sleep. If I watch anything interesting, oh no, I'll be up for another 2, 3, 4 hours because I got to unwind. It takes me 2 hours to unwind. Christopher, where are you writing in from, Christopher? Portland, Oregon. Hey, what's up there in Portland? Is it still an SH place to live these days? I'm just asking, man. But anyway, what's your question? We're not on that page anymore. He was just asking for buying things off of Galaxy Press, credit card, PayPal, stuff like that.
Either one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm with you because I use PayPal for a lot of stuff online. I have certain cards that I use just for online shopping and PayPal and nothing else. Well, you know. Well, I had one. Well, just to put this in perspective, I was in LA at this thing. I had a card get taken, not taken, but they ran up $440 on a card. So I keep certain cards for like when I'm traveling, I'll keep a card with like a $400 or $500 credit limit on it for like going to Coke machines and stuff like that. That way, if it gets hit, it's only X amount of dollars. It's not like a $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000 card or more that I could be fighting with the insurance. I mean, with the credit card company for months over. Small ones are not going to fight with you. They're just going to give you your money back. So when we're traveling, we're doing that now. When we're staying at hotels and flying, that's a whole different thing. So it's different cards for different things when we're traveling. Yeah, just to be safe. Well, I've had cards get hit. Like I said, I had that one in LA get hit. That was a MasterCard they jacked. What the hell did I just do? And I don't even know how it got hit. The weird part it was sitting on my laptop in the hotel room. So I'm not. It never left the hotel room. So I'm not sure what happened to it. They had to answer your question. There were 41 game charges on it. Games I've never even heard of. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Nah, maybe you know what? It got used at the airport. More than likely, it got taken at the airport. That number got taken at the airport. It happens from time to time when you're traveling. That's why you do that. That's why you do it like that. Reese, we got time for 2 more questions. So what is it? Okay, let me read that again. So it didn't make any sense the first time I read it. All right, no, I got it. So this is directed at both of y'all. He said, when y'all are reading stories for writers. Oh no, they don't do that. Well, I'll go ahead and read it anyway. Anyway, he said, when y'all are reading stories for writers, are y'all the ones that are suggesting that it goes to the judges?
No. So the stories mostly come in electronically, like 98% of the stories come in electronically to writersofthefuture.com. And it's a computerized program where it takes the person who creates a profile. So, and then the story gets connected to their profile. But when the judges see the stories, it's separated from their profile and just assigned a number. So the judges never see who is writing the story. So that's how it's blind judge. So we don't have any control over those stories until
It's
after
only
the
judged by judges.
Yeah,
Judges, no one's ever read any of that stuff.
Until they've seen them and selected who's the winners for the quarter and they also designate some, like, let's say there's some stories that have some amazing potential, but they weren't quite winners for that quarter. They might give them an honorable mention certificate. So you'll get like the upper 10% that will also get like an honorable mention. You can even get a silver honorable mention or a finalist. So, but that is not anything that we will see until after they've judged.
I've never seen a group of people want to help you more. And these people aren't being paid, by the way. So, no, well, you know what, Jimmy, I'll ask. Jimmy said he heard the rumors that the judges are paid $25,000 each.
No, they wish.
No, they're paid. I think it's like $20 to $25 to judge each quarter. So it's nominal. It's
judge each story.
To judge each story, yeah.
So it's
but
definitely
they're
not.
But
that
otherwise,
much.
that's all they get is for the time to be able to do that. So that's a nominal fee. It's been that way for several years.
Yeah, that's
They have
nothing.
like they also are doing this to pay it forward. They get nominal amount, but it's really that they're doing it because they wish that they had this, and some of them did have this helping hand. Some of them actually were past winners. So
and when they come out for the workshop, they're we'll fly them out there and put them in a hotel, but we're not paying them to teach their course. The only people that are actually paid for teaching it is the workshop itself are the ones that teach the whole week-long workshop, like Jody and Tim. They're paid to teach it, but everybody else, when they come in and they do their courses that they teach, that's all gratis.
Let me tell you what, people, you're getting a lot. If you win, and I'll tell you some personal experience, if you win, the amount of information that's going to get pumped into your head for the 5 days up to the gala is amazing. You will learn more than you even you'll go in there. I actually talked to a couple of writers who told me they thought they knew everything until they got there, and then they realized they didn't know squat. Their words, not mine. You go listen to the interviews yourself. They actually said, "Well, I was I won this contest. I'd sold this. I was on my way. I thought I knew everything." He said, "I get here and start talking to these people, and I realize I don't know squat." And that's how it is. And then when you get there, and then the amount of people, it's not just the people you're going to meet there. It's everybody who's associated with this. They're just a great group of people, and they just want to help you out. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's their alternative? What, to sell books? Everybody's trying to sell books, my friend. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Well, that's an adventure. If you publish a book, you want to sell the book.
Yeah, we definitely want to sell these books too because we want everybody here to be best-selling authors. And that's not going to happen if it's not a best-selling book.
Yeah, so get out there and publish it.
That person was just now.
This was one of them goofy comments. One more, and then we got to go. I'm surprised Michelle hasn't cussed me because she's not on live. She's on Banner Live right now. Who is that? Where are you from? Oh, we got an Australia from Sydney. Hey, what's that? Chris, is this you? Something about this writing looks familiar to me, man. Just saying if it's you. Anyway, he's writing. He says, I had a fabulous. Oh, see, it is you, isn't it? No, it's not. You're just trying to mess with me. Anyway, person says he's heard that everyone who goes to Writers of the Future has a fabulous time. And he's going to try to write at least 2 stories and send to y'all because he'd love to be part of this. He's heard us talk about it so much now that it feels like something he wants to be a part of. Well, you got to win to be. You got to win now. Yeah.
Good luck. Yes.
Yes. What do you mean? Can I help you win? Well, you can send me some money. That's still not going to help you win. You can send me $50,000. I can send it to John. You're still not going to win. It's not going to help you.
Listen to the podcast with the Australians. Listen what their stories are.
Yes, and so I've been exposed for 3 years now, and since that, I've seen their international audience has been growing pretty steady. It was pretty big this year. I mean, as far as how many people from other countries won, yeah, it's pretty big this year. There was what, 12, 9, 12? There was a lot.
10 different countries represented this year.
So yes, what I'm saying. So you don't have to be in America. I know y'all live in the UK. I know where y'all live. Yeah, I recognize it. I think. So you got your boy down in Australia. So all y'all down in Australia, and then the rest of y'all up in the other part of the UK and England. So yes, there were 6 winners between 3 and 3 last year. 3 from, well, technically one of them was from a year before, but anyway, there was 3 from Australia last year and 3 from the UK last year. And I hate saying UK because Australia is part of the UK, but still, y'all know what I mean. Yes, and they paid for it. Yes. Do you know how much again? Do you know how much a ticket costs from Australia? Even flying economy. Do you know how much? Especially right now with fuel the price as it is. Oh my God, people! No. I say we should only vote for Americans. What do you think? Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to say. We got to get out of here in a few minutes. I'm going to let them plug a couple of things before we go. Remember, people, we didn't even get a chance to talk about podcast awards, so get your asses out and vote. Starting July 1st, you can go to podcast awards and vote. I'm really looking forward to seeing how many people vote this year. You know what? I may decide how many books I'm going to give away by how many votes we get this year. Oh, yeah. See how that's going to work now. So last year altogether, we gave away 1,500 books. So if you want to see us give away that many, you better get over. I want to see twice that many votes. What do you mean? I'm talking about just for me. I'm not even talking about for anybody else. Come on now. So this is what you should do if you're listening tonight. We have 5 shows over there. Writers of the Future, The Centralist, UFO Undercover, Chasing Prophecy, and The Outer Realm with Michelle and Amelia. Just when you go vote for all 5. Yes, make it easy. Vote for all 5.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all from the network. You know you're going to like all 5 of them. They're all good shows. Go vote for all 5. No, John's the host. Who you thought was the host of Writers of the Future? No. Okay, you're getting confused. All right, real quick. John hosts Writers. I do a lot of interviews for Writers of the Future, or I should say with Writers of the Future people. But John hosts Writers of the Future. They're coming on different shows with us. Some of them were just straight out interviews we did in LA. I think there was 22 of those or 26 of those. And then the interviews we've done since then, which have been about another 12. Yeah, so you can catch. Yeah, but they're both published. You can get both sets of interviews. Mine and John's are on all the same venues. They're on SoundCloud. They're on Podbean. They're on YouTube. Everywhere you can find one of mine, you can find one of his, or vice versa for that matter. So they're really easy to find. Just look for us. And by the way, you can cheat these days. I mean, you can type in United Public Radio, UFO Paranormal Radio. That's going to come up everywhere. And just do a search when you go on a site for whatever show you want. Well, most of the podcasters list the shows like from this week. So whatever the show, what was the last show would be tonight would be UFO Undercover. And then the 3 shows from yesterday and so on and so forth. They go back the same way. Yeah, they pick them off of our, whatchamacallit feed. Live. Yeah, they pick it up. And a lot of these people carry it live. Not everybody. Some. It's weird with iHeart. iHeart, for some reason, carries some of the shows live and some in podcast form. I've asked them a million times. They never give me a straight answer, so I don't know what it's about. Maybe it's the amount of listeners. That might be what it is. It is all about the clicks. But we got to get out of here. So let me let John and them go ahead and plug away, tell you where they can find you and good stuff like that.
Well, if you go to writersofthefuture.com, and that's where you can enter the contest. You can take the online writing workshop. You can get your copy of Writers of the Future. And that's what we really want right now is this is the release weekend. We're really going for making a national bestseller because that's the 24 winners, the 12 writers and 12 illustrators. We want them to have a chance to say, look at, I'm a best-selling author right now. So that's what we really want for them to get. So go out and get your copy of the book in the U.S. You got it at Barnes & Noble, you got Books A Million, you got pretty much any independent bookstore carries it, and you've got it on Amazon.com. Canada, we've got it on Amazon up there as well. And then it's going to be chapters up there, Indigo. And then in the UK, we're 1 book behind us, in volume 37 is out there now in the bookstores in the UK, in South Africa, and in Australia. We're right now volume 38. Please go out there and get it. We really want to make this for the winners because we do all this stuff so we can actually help them and help launch these careers. And to the degree that we're success, it helps the next volume, and the next people, and we continue to grow the contest.
And for this quarter, if you have a short story or art pieces to submit, it's tomorrow night at midnight is what you have until this quarter shuts off. Obviously, you can submit the next quarter, but if you had something to submit, send it in right now. We'd love
So
to.
wait, we're on quarter 3, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, 4 to 3.
So people, if you want to be there in April this year, get your ass submitting. You got to get tomorrow, and then you got one more chance after that. And I don't know what to tell you. If you don't get in, you got to wait till next year. Well, no, okay, that came out wrong. It's not quite like that because they have the gala, but while the gala's going on, they're still taking submissions for that quarter.
It keeps on going, keeps on rolling.
It just doesn't stop. So so even if you don't make this one, you can already be submitting. And remember, you can submit 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and if you're good enough or you're decent, you may get some feedback from one of the judges to help you move along. Or you can go over and beg Wolf. He might give you some help. He's touchy about who he helps. So you gotta be careful. No, Wolf's a great guy, but he wants to help serious people. You don't want to help people just playing around. And so there's lots of all I can tell y'all is there's lots of places to get help with these people. If you're already a winner, you already know all of this, and you know people you can contact and get in touch with different judges that have interest in you and stuff like that. I know Tom Wood was it Zane to work?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple others besides that. I mean, there's a lot of work to be had out there, people. And if you're good, you're going to find work. And I got to tell y'all, the writers were good, the illustrators were good. I've seen 3 years worth of this. I've been quite impressed with all the stories. No, I didn't get through all 36 and 37. I think about half and half. Well, I've seen all the artwork, but I haven't read all the stories. I still think I got about half and half to read. But they're fun. They're a lot of these stories are lighthearted and fun. They're just fun to read.
Yeah.
And there is not a bunch of sex, and there's not a bunch of violence in the way you think of on television violence. By the way, while I said that, all the rules there, because there are rules to the contest, so you need to check them out on writersfuture.com. But it's just the stories are fun. I enjoyed reading all of them. To me, they were fun. Whether it was a genre I was interested in or not, I still enjoyed reading the story. It was I got to tell y'all guys, and all the stories caught my attention. And one of the things Jody told me, they need to catch your attention in the first 2 pages, or you might not make it. So y'all listened last week. She was telling y'all how you can get in this damn contest if you were paying attention. And she was telling you what you should be doing to get into it, how you should be arranging your stories. Make sure you're catching the person's attention in the first couple of pages. And when she said couple, she meant the first 2 pages. So these are like cheats for y'all. Just by listening to this network, you're learning how it's not so much a shortcut it is that helps you understand what you need to be doing when you're writing these stories. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, John's turning me into a nutcase. I wasn't in all this writing before him. Somebody the other day asked me, and I get asked this question all the time: what are you getting for this? You're giving away books, you're going to space. I said, no, I'm not doing lectures. I said, when I show up a lot of times, I'll talk about y'all a little bit, just to give them an idea, because people always ask me what it is. I said, I said, they're doing a legit service. I said, y'all know how I am with legit service. I get behind them. I said, if it wasn't, I said, come on. So anybody who knows me for more than a year knows I can be a real if I find something's for what. So I know I'm using word a lot, but and I can be too. I can be a real bastard, for lack of a better way of saying it. And no, they're legit. I would have tore John a new ass if I'd have thought he was lying to him, if I'd have got out to LA and it was totally something else. Oh, hell yeah, I wouldn't even have a problem with it. And I like John. But still, you know how I am about that kind of stuff. But no, I got out there, and I'm telling you, it's scary how nice these people are. It is. It's scary. I'm telling you, it's like always waiting for the other shoe to drop. No, I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. I learn a lot. Really and truly, if you can win, you need to submit and get there, because if you are an up-and-coming writer or an up-and-coming illustrator, these are the people you need to be involved with. I'm just being upfront.
If you don't submit.
Yeah. And again, like you said, you can't win if you don't submit. So submit. And while we're on submit, vote, damn it. And wait, before we go, hold on.
All right, everybody, it is that time of year again. It's time for you to get out and nominate for your favorite podcast. The show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards is The Centralist in the category of politics and news. The Centralist is a much different news and political program which is not deemed as opinion news. Listen as Joe Montaldo brings you just the facts from trusted sources, which will allow you to make up your own minds on the various stories being reported on. So go to podcastawards.com to nominate The Centralist in the category of politics and news. And that's podcastawards.com. Take a moment, go and vote, and as Joe would say, come on guys, vote, get out there, vote. What you waiting for?
Okay, y'all heard Emily. Get your ass out there and vote. Damn. Do not make me get violent over this, people. Get out and vote. I mean, we got one day. Tomorrow's the 30th, so the next day is the 1st. There's only 30 days in June. Sorry, just thinking July. You're running the wrong month.
Well, they're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, vote. Starting the first, vote. What do you mean? How many times can you vote? I don't know. I think you can only vote one time.
You vote once.
Yeah, just once.
Yeah.
One in each category.
They told me that it was done by your IP address. I don't think you can cheat. Besides, we don't want to win by cheating anyway. We're not we're not going to go there. But
Yeah.
we don't want to win by cheating. We want to win legit. Vote. You're right. Technically, Michael and Jay are up for the award too because they also co-host on the Centralist. But still, no, it's my show. Yes, it's my show. Sorry. Let's not even get stupid with that question. But we got to go, guys. We're way late, and Michelle and them they're only on half the station right now, so that might get hurt.
So thank you very much, Joe. We really appreciate this.
Y'all are always a blast. Y'all are always so much fun to talk to. With the boss lady and you, it's always a great conversation. The only way you're gonna know if I'm telling the truth is if you win, right? You'll never know if I'm telling the truth about Emily if you don't win. You see how that works. Well, maybe if you meet her at Dragon Con or something like that. Yeah. Before we go, they dress kind of cool. I seen them last year. I ain't posted no pictures of them because I got some of them from last year, but we'll wait till this year and see how it looks. No, I am not dressing up. Indeed not. You'd be lucky if you even see me in a tie. I might wear one of the Writers of the Futures t-shirts I got. Mm-hmm. You don't believe me, do you? All right. Anyway, we got to go again. Thanks, John Emily. Y'all were great. Guys and girls, thanks for hanging out. We had a great audience tonight. I seen y'all were getting warmed up there towards the end and got rid of them ridiculous questions. And again, use the chat room. If you use the chat room, I don't have to read it. Yes. No, Messenger is not the chat room. Messenger is Messenger. Yeah. All right. Anyway, good night and see you in a couple of months, right? No, not y'all. And anyway, guys, y'all have a great weekend. Have fun. Enjoy the 4th of July. Stay out of trouble. No drinking, no driving, nothing stupid, no blowing nothing up. On that note, good night and see you next week.
You're listening to UFO Undercover with your host, Joe Montaldo.
Show yourself. Oh, please show yourself. You come to me in the night. You take me for the starry ride. You study me, you dissect me. You never show me the truth to me. Are you little men from the stars?